No, sir, I don't like it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to No Sir Pod. I am your host, Carmen Morales, where we talk about shit we don't like with people we adore. Today is no exception to that. I have one of my favorites of all time with me, the delightful, the $2 whore himself, Mr. Doug Stanhope. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. I'm just getting ready to go back on the road for the first time in almost 2 years.
Oh, yeah? Man, a 2-year sabbatical. I mean, I guess that's like COVID all over again. Yeah? You just took 2 years to chill out.
Yeah, you can't recreate it. That's what I try to do. I felt like I squandered my quarantine and I could have done so much more. And I go, I'm going to take at least a year off. Mm-hmm. And, without the bands and all the bullshit, then you just feel lazy.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to recreate that environment of, hey, I can't do anything.
Oh, oops, it's out of my hands. What am I going to do?
Yeah, when sloth is enforced, that's a great thing. It's kind of like getting stuck in for a snowstorm, where you're all, hey, we can't leave.
School's canceled. School's canceled.
Yeah.
Having a snow day for 2 years was pretty sweet.
Exactly.
I think, man, I don't know. I tried the first year I tried to be productive, but man, the second one, not so much. Because that was the thing I learned about myself is that greed is definitely not my sin, but sloth fucking hits for me. Yes. Sloth is the best one.
I had that exact conversation last night that sloth is the only deadly sin that still appeals to me. Lust is gone. Envy, I could care less. Sloth, oh, gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, without sloth, I mean, because that way I've been doing this. I'm not going to do the bit, obviously, but I've been doing this bit about how it's not like none of it. A lot of like greed is hacky to me, just because that seems like everybody's sin, and so it's not. It doesn't. I'm totally turned off. But a dirty mattress in an alley seems like a solid retirement plan. I think what I'm leaning towards is heroin. I'm gonna Little Miss Sunshine my way out of this bitch for sure.
Yeah. I'm all about saving that for last.
Well, it's a lot of work too. I mean, I do love a process. That's why I still like smoke joints and shit. But having a kit just seems like a lot of work, and you got to find a cute little case to put it in.
I never understood why Artie Lang would tell those stories, and you had to drive to Delaware in the middle of the night. All that. Why don't they stock up? Like, I go to Total Wine where I get a discount on my plastic jug vodka, and I buy them a dozen handles at a time, and I'm never out of vodka. Why are the heroin addicts always looking for heroin? Why don't you have a fucking refrigerator full?
Yeah.
I don't know what eat heroin, but buy in bulk. When you're Artie Lang, I understand if you're some fucking street junkie,
yeah,
and you can't suck 1,000 dicks in a day to afford to stockpile.
But when you got the money for it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you shouldn't be having to do all these extracurriculaire part. There shouldn't be this many steps just to get to the thing you need.
Hedberg traveled by RV because he didn't want to bring heroin on a plane.
That's
and
fair.
When he did, now you saw how that worked out, but it did save his leg. Maybe a lot of people don't know the Hedberg stories, but
you should tell him that. Tell the story then.
Oh, well, just that he got busted at an airport with heroin, and it was just like that scene from Requiem for a Dream, where they got to jail and they saw that he had this gangrenous fucking abscess in his leg, and he almost lost his leg.
So they fixed it. Oopsies.
Yeah, they did.
Sometimes getting trouble's good. It helps. He didn't have to cut it off. Although I think that would have been a fun special. The lean up special.
You think Hedberg would have had a podcast? No.
No, absolutely not. Then there would be like side bets. There would be a whole fan duel for when he would nod off. No. I don't think he would have ever done a podcast.
Yeah, I think he's like me, and that An hour of stage time is about all the energy I have in a day. Then I'm back to my vices and under the covers.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's nice under there. It's cozy. It feels like it feels like the world can't get you there. It's one of my favorites. I definitely love. I do love a good hide in a cozy cocoon. It's nice.
It's been a while since you've been here. The last time we did some mushrooms.
We did.
I don't know. I don't know if you get this
last time I went there, I was trying just to go to lunch to you, and it turned into a 3-day bender. That's what happened. I just wanted to see your face over a sandwich or a coffee or a cocktail, and then it turned into 3 days. I was out of my mind, and all of my shit was in my car too. I was like moving cross country, all of my shit in my car, and I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this. Yeah,
you had no place to be.
Yeah, truly, no place at all.
Yeah, and I thought you said we were microdosing, but it turned into a healthy trip for that. I remember that morning on the patio, they was playing like horrible lesbian rock, like Tori Amos.
Mm-hmm. It was. It was. Tori Amos, and I was like, somebody woke up angry. Who's mad at the men? What's going on? Let's talk about it.
So yeah, I get these here. I'm doing sponsors on your podcast.
Okay.
This Schedule 35. I don't know if they've approached you yet.
Mm-mm.
It's like mushrooms, and in the ad copy it says, "Don't say that they're legal." Oh, for fuck's sake. I know what. There we go. Yeah, it says, don't say that they're legal or FDA approved. I don't know how they get away with it, but they fucking work. And I think
Are those set up in microdoses too, or are the big?
Yeah, and it gives you some directions, but they don't make any sense. So I've just been making up my own my own schedule, and yeah, I did 100 the first night, and I smiled. At 200, I just still kind of smiled.
Mm-hmm.
At 300 last night, yeah, that fucking kicked off, and I wrote some jokes.
That's nice, man.
There's a difference between the edible jokes and the mushroom jokes. I only wrote a couple on mushrooms, but I marketed them around to my team, and I get fucking huge laughs. Whereas edible jokes I write, people just go, what?
What? We're like, what? It's like, come on, you can't make the jumps that I made. Fill in the gaps yourself. I can't write jokes on mushrooms. I've tried. My heart is just overflowing with love. So there's nothing for me to scoff at or anything. I have nothing but light coming out of my fucking pores. It's kind of obnoxious. It's the positive person I always wish I was, what it is.
I wrote a big thing on Reddit tripping last night about it, because I go to that Reddit stand-up sometimes, mm-hmm. and it's just fucking awful. And they're just shitting on Bert Kreischer, and I wrote a long tome in appreciation of Bert Kreischer, whether it's not your comic, but what are you sitting here? It's all a bunch of fucking open micers, it seems like. Mm. And why waste your time? I did that, growing up, where if I could shit all over Larry the Cable Guy and Dane Cook, mm-hmm. or whatever.
His name's not even Larry the Cable Guy. I remember those guys. Yeah. His name's Dan, actually. Okay. Well, whatever. Yeah, he's a millionaire.
Yeah, you fucking super sleuth. Yeah.
I mean, I had my purist era, but now I feel like it's more like I just kind of want all of it to exist. I want you to be able to make money off your dumb brain, and if you can, I think that's a cool way to exist. Because then you don't for me, it's a cheat code to not have to participate in society. That's how I always thought about it.
Yeah, and I always have that moral quandary where people, pro comics always tell the kids, get as much stage time as you can and go up anywhere you can. But you haven't even seen their act.
Yeah.
Now you go to open mic and watch them, and you're probably not going to say, "Hey, yeah, just keep pounding it out." To most of them, like 99% of them, you go, "Fucking sell shoes."
Please sell shoes. You don't. Well, I guess that's kind of. I will say that's kind of the thing where. That's annoying to me is a lot of young people are just and this has been throughout time is young comics before they find their own voice, they're always just mimicking some, like when I came up, Dane Cook was big and there was a lot of unnecessarily animated dudes bouncing around the stage doing shit like that. Or I could always tell, then it turned into I could always tell who you were a fan of. Guys that liked you, they were always like, oh, I drink, and I was like, you're doing an impression and a poor impression at that.
Yeah, I remember Pablo Francisco had a lot of copycats with the kooky voice characters, and then Attell, a lot of Attell, and Hedberg especially. You couldn't work a week with Hedberg without starting to do Hedberg. Like,
yes. It's like hanging out with a British person.
Well, when I started to listen to the Bill Burr podcast right around when I started mine, and then I had to stop because I'd go, ladies, and I'd fucking just fall into Bill Burr cages.
Yeah. It's the same thing that like when you're hanging out with someone from the UK, it's hard to not do their accent back to them because it seems fun. It seems fun to put on a costume, so to speak.
Oh my God. We just got back from Australia. We were there for 3 weeks, me and Andy Andrus. And the accent is so fucking horribly annoying. And the way they shorten words, like instead of bikers, they're bikies. And they call McDonald's Maccas, and they don't want to say the whole fucking word. And even when I do the accent myself, I was irritated. I wanted to punch myself in the face.
Bikers to bikies doesn't even make sense. It's the same amount of syllables, so you're not even shortening it. What are you, a fucking baby? You gotta go on your bikey now. Your wife's out of town. Let's go drive our bikies.
Yeah, my wife was just raped by a gang of bikies. What?
Really add some whimsy to it.
Yeah.
Was there anything down there besides?
Someone emailed me. I caught Bristy. Would you know it's fucking Brisbane, and don't email me again, and don't come to my show.
Was there anything about Australia you didn't like besides the accent?
Oh, the food. Just mediocre, but I'm not a big food guy. It's just like gassing up the car. What the fuck? My internet connection's unstable.
Uh-oh.
Did you freeze? God damn it.
You froze for a second, but you're back. You're good.
Hang on.
Oh, shit. The specs are on.
Yeah, I'm closing out some tabs. Maybe that'll help.
Are you a tab guy? I can't. It gets too much for me. I used to be a tab person, but then I came to terms with the fact that I'm never going to revisit them. It's always so optimistic, the tab situation, when you're like, I'm going to look into this. I'm going to read this later. I'm going to. And they're tasks I will never complete.
All right, now it's usually something that I have to deal with, and I'll forget to like reply to a very important email if I don't leave that tab up. Or something that's it's rarely, I should finish this article.
It's always like, pay this bill, this is a court order, right? These are all things so you just have to have them in front of you. That's that object permanence shit. I get it.
A hotel that I have to book, and I'll forget if I don't leave that Expedia tab open. And by the way, don't ever fucking use Expedia. Just use those you find out the prices on Expedia and always go through the hotel. Expedia is dog shit.
You have a story along with this, or just in general?
After so many years of booking travel, being on the road, and then some fucks up. If you have to talk to Expedia customer service. It's
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, they're handing a cup with a string across fucking Mumbai to get to somewhere where the chickens aren't crowing. And then they can't do anything. They can't help you.
Yeah, I never fucked with those things. Just to me, it was another pair of hands to go through. I always thought about it in terms of drugs. I'd rather buy it from the guy that knows, the guy that's in it. That guy has more information than the person. I don't know. It's fucking, it's a this or like, I was always a nerd when it came to stuff like that. So I was like, I like information. So I would want to go to the person that had the most information. And Expedia is one of those things they don't have. They're just transferring information for you. And fuck all of those. All of those things. I like
my points. I'm a fucking sucker for points. And you don't get points if you book your air or hotel through fucking third parties. Anyway, this is boring. This is great for us having an after a show comedy conversation. I wish I had I should have made a list of things I hate because.
I mean, you'd still be writing it. I imagine it would be a scroll. There's plenty of things that you don't like.
There's too many. And you get to a point where when you start hating everything and everybody deserves to die and just because of the way they look and that fucking commercial, I'll call and leave messages on fucking all these local commercials that annoy me during the morning news. I just want the fucking weather. I don't want to hear the Paint Kings fucking theme song. Paint Kings, Paint Kings. And I call and leave them a message. They're not in because it's 6 a.m. And I go and change that fucking, I get that fucking song stuck in my head like a tumor. I will fucking sue you. Anyway, so when you get to a point where you hate everything so much, you have to realize, oh, it's me, and maybe I should microdose more often. But the thing is, when you think it's all you, then you know that there's a few things that deserve your hatred and people that do deserve to die that are slipping through the cracks because you're blaming it all on yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you were Luigi before Luigi was Luigi. I get it.
Oh. Yeah.
If you would have never turned to booze, man, I feel like that might have been your route.
Yeah, no, I was bred and raised to be a serial killer. I did all the things that serial killers do. I dug up a dead cat and boiled his bones and then bleached him and made a little shrine out of him. I had fucking everything that a serial killer does down, except, but I had a sense of humor, which I think a lot of them lacked.
Yes.
Ted Bundy had charm, but was he funny?
No, he wasn't funny. That's why they always figured it out by the end. That's why they always knew right before he turned that it was going to happen. Is if he would have had a couple more quips, I feel like it would have been complete and utter surprise.
And I don't know how many of them were drunks too. When I say drunk serial killer, does anyone come to mind?
No, I feel like that was their whole, I mean, that's their whole, you got to find your thing, and you found your thing before their thing became your thing. That's all.
Right. Plus, you got to drive a lot of miles to be a serial killer.
Yeah.
And you don't want to.
And now you have to be tech savvy. Like, what an abomination. You know, I have to know the interworkings of how tracking works and how to you have to buy an RFID blocker to stop fucking cameras from filming you. Like, now it's a real passion project. That's why you don't see him as much anymore, is it's real work now. It's no longer a fun weekend hobby.
Yeah, no, I always wished I always thought I should have faked my own death a long time ago before there were cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Now they're just going to go, you're not dead.
We know you're not dead.
You used your Amex.
Oh, yeah. Either that or we're finding a large surplus of $2 bills in this one particular city.
I still have some. I'm still going out. It might be the last stack, but
I just got some, and I bet you they're fucking yours. They're all from the same year. They're all of the serial numbers. They're all from the same year. And I just got a whole stack of them. And I was like, I bet you this is from you fucking spreading them around. I don't know anybody else that's doing this shit. So I probably got one of your dirty $2 in my wallet.
Well, for people who don't have any idea what we're talking about, I had someone who came to town and stayed for a month to do work on the house and make it's all gimmicky around here and colorful. And she was an art department lady, and so she's here for a month. And I ended up paying her $7,500 is what I owed her. And I thought it'd be funny to pay her all in $2 bills, so I went to the bank and ordered $7,500 worth of $2 bills. And she laughed when we gave her the briefcase and opened it. But then she was, for whatever reason, she was afraid to fly with them back to Chicago. And she was going to turn them back in for a cashier's check. And I'm like, no, give them to me. And,
no, don't waste them.
Right.
Don't ruin the bit.
I'll write you a check. I don't know what you're afraid of. It's not over the $10,000 limit, and you're not leaving the country. I don't know if you think you're going to get rolled in the middle of the seat, but tape them to your fucking chest like Midnight Express, like they're brick to ashies. But so
that lady's got some boxy titties over there. Just a bunch of.
That's almost 3 years ago, and we bring $2 bills everywhere. We tip in $2 bills, tip in places you don't tip. I tip in drive-throughs, and we still have at least $200 worth of $2 bills left. And I'm going to stock up again because it's fun. And
it is fun.
People happy.
Yeah. Some people are like, is this real? Yeah, it's real. It's real. Have some people never seen them before? It is a delightful treat.
When I leave them as tips in a hotel, I oftentimes think, oh my God, the housekeeping might think this is just like a goof. You know how they make coupons look like $3 bills?
Oh yeah, or those Jesus ones? It's like it looks like a folded $100 bill, and then you open it up, and it's like, what about God though, or something like that.
Yeah. So if you've only been over here for like 2 years from fucking Honduras or whatever, and you've never seen one of those, you might think it's you just sweep it up with the rest of the debris in the room and bin it.
Yeah, man, you just triggered a memory for me. And man, I haven't thought about this in years, but I always thought that people didn't tipping at an unexpected place. I think you get a better return on your investment for doing that than like going to a charity and spending $10,000 a plate that's going to go to some fucking corrupt nonprofit. No, go to McDonald's at 2:30 in the morning and hand someone a C note, and they'll throw you a fucking parade by the second window. Like, it's just a way better way to spend your money. If you're going to do it, spread it. Spread it yourself.
I've always said that, but charity is one-on-one. If I know a guy or a lady that needs money or something and has cancer, I'm not giving it to the fucking Cancer Society so they can spend most of it making up more brochures and things asking you to spend more money on cancer research.
Oh, dude, I got so mad during the Super Bowl. They did that fucking breast cancer commercial. Did you see it? I was in a house full of dudes. We were watching the Super Bowl, and there's all these close-up shots of tits that are on TV. And all the guys are like, what is this? And I go, wait a minute, they're going to make you sad. They don't show tits without making you sad anymore. That's the thing. And then, of course, at the end of it, it's like everybody loves them, but nobody seems to care when they're in danger. Some bullshit like that. And I was like, I lost it. I was like, this is the most overfunded fucking charity out of all of the nonprofits. It's like the fucking LAPD. Where's the money going? It's not going to the tits.
Yeah, for as many decades as I've watched the commercials and heard show me your work. What have you done so far? Why? Because I feel like I'm throwing good money after bad here. It's like the fucking sad puppy commercials.
Yeah.
And they're always sad and crusty-eyed and in cages and fucking arms of an angel. And okay, I've been watching this shit. It's ruining my fucking dinner and making me sad. And so why don't you occasionally buffer the commercial with, oh, all that money you have been given, here's a really happy puppy that you paid for. Show me results, because you act like you're getting all this money and it's doing fucking nothing.
Yeah. Where is it going to? Because it's and I don't want to see a fucking brochure. I don't want to see a fucking brochure.
Yeah, give me before and after pictures of a fucking sad, skinny fucking starving dog, and then the after when he's chasing a frisbee.
Chasing a frisbee.
I mean, it's that. Now
he's fat. Now he's waddling instead of he overcorrected. So look at that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's an American dog right there. That's what we're talking about. That's where I want my money to go. I want his joints to hurt, not because he's starving, but because he fucking overate too much kibble. He ripped open the bag and ate himself to death. Now we're talking. Okay, take my money again. It's just like, dude, you can't keep using the same. Like, that's the shit that's like so makes me so mad about people who are stupid, is that they don't know when they're being marketed to, and fucking like, it's not like advertising has changed. They still yell at you. They still try to coerce you. They still try to make you feel bad. All of the same shit. And now, especially with like over like the Super Bowl and everything, it's just companies trying to convince us that they're not cunts. And it's like, sorry, we already kind of know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's I've stopped watching television for the most part. Football season is where it really gets you, because you have to watch.
That's what I'm saying. You have to, because otherwise I don't. I'm paying a premium, so I don't have to see you try to sell me something.
Yeah, but NFL, like network games, you have to sit through. Like, I should not have to know who like young Sheldon is, or I don't know, that's dated, but that was one that was exceptionally disturbing to me. That just. The bad young Sheldon looks like a child pedophile. I remember that one. I would just like change the channel.
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like the way that kid's looking at me. He looks like he's looking at me like he wants me to come back into the past so he can touch me appropriately.
Yeah, it's a juvenile sex offender, kids that molest kids. Yeah, he does have that kind of face, and I guess that's what they think smart people look like. I don't know. It's just the whole lot of it. It's just like, it's almost like they don't know what people are anymore.
No, we're just not the people.
Yeah.
Like,
because
no
it
one's
works.
going to market to us because we're not the demographic they're looking for. It's kind of like spam works, where you go, this is the biggest idiot in the world would believe this fucking, I'm a Nigerian prince, whatever. Mm-hmm. That's why they don't make them. They want to weed out smart people. They want people to go, oh, they don't want to make it sound smart and have you debunk it. They want the people that would, anyway.
Well, no, yes, I get it. But I just feel like it's been around for so long. Even people who aren't smart, I feel like would have picked up on it. Like, there's no pattern recognition. There's no fucking, nobody's noticed that ads are always louder than the television. Like, nobody's noticed any of these things. It's all for the same reason. Nobody notices all these brands are always red and white for a fuck. Like, it's because some nerd figured out that, we like colors, And so now it's so hard for you to market to me because I'm suspicious of everything, because everything is a product to me now. So now it's like, to reach me, bitch, you better know someone personally that's, I don't know, it would take so much.
I was just wishing that I had instant recall, but I'm trying to think of something where I go, I know that this is bullshit, but I'm buying into it this time. I do that with clickbait sometimes, where here's 10 celebrities who aged poorly, and you go, don't, click. Dirty. But yeah, I'm trying to think of where marketing. I know that, just the points alone, status on airlines. I was like hugely into that. Mm-hmm. I know it's better to just find the best deal on first class rather than, be loyal to a company that's not loyal to you, so they can go, oh, thanks for being Diamond. Mm-hmm. Did I get bumped up? Not this time, but.
Well, the problem with that is the points were, for me, points were a way for a poor person to get a rich person treatment. That's all points were. So it was like, if you bought enough shitty flights, if you sat in the middle seat enough, you got to feel what it was like to be not care about money. And to that, I think there is value in that. I appreciate an elevated experience, you know, just somebody throwing together a drink and a mixologist doing the whole thing with a flame and flap and all, you know, and they drizzle the shit. I don't mind paying a premium for the extra steps because I can see the work in it. But they've been cutting themselves for profits for so long that now the first class experience isn't much different than the coach experience.
Yeah, that's how it worked. As I got, I'm silver, I'm gold. As I kept achieving the next level, the benefits would go down. It's like climbing a ladder that sinks every time you step. And
you're like, I don't feel like I'm going anywhere, but I'm moving. That's like, and that's also another scam. The illusion of progress.
That's if I had the ambition, I would I thought to build my Patreon page. That's the way I should do it. Is like give people status. The more, I mean, there's different names and titles, but how do you get like what exactly did Delta do to me that I could do to my Patreon people? But I just don't have the wherewithal to keep up with it. I can't even figure out how to post my own posts on Patreon. I have to have my web guy do it because he kind of runs it. I have a membership where I can comment on my own things, but I can't post my own thing. Eventually I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just.
Where are you, by the way?
I'm in Los Angeles.
All right. Because you said you were moving cross country when you were here last time, and I didn't know from where to where.
I was moving from Florida back to LA because I went, you know, my mom freaked out that she thought the world was ending and all that, and she wanted me to come back there, which I was like, well, it seems more so there than here. Here, everything's still locked down. There, it's a fucking free for all. So, so I went back to Florida for like a year.
This world better be ending because they've been promising me since I've been able to hear that the fucking world is falling down.
Yes.
And this is the first time it seems like they have some credibility.
Yeah. And it's not even in a cool way. What a bummer. I guess that's the whole thing is going back to the marketing. Like, even the end of the world is corny. Like, it's just like, come on. Is there a death of cool that's happening that I'm not realizing? Like, it just, like, all of this bums me out, especially even like all the neo-Nazis, like the fucking, there's no Hugo Boss to be seen. Like, nobody's fucking classy about anything that they do, even if it's something terrible.
I'm like, a lot of it confuses me where the Elon Musk and then the other people around him, all doing like dog whispering Nazi salutes, and people are, you know, their fan base is all for being fucking Nazis, yet somehow they support Israel. Like, wait, if you're doing Nazi salutes, why are you also pro-Israel? And first of all, it's all completely uneducated opinions that they just whatever the chief says. Like, all right, we hated Russia. Okay, now we'll just flip the script and hate Ukraine. No knowledge.
With no knowledge, no reasoning. You don't need to, I just trusting. Like, I guess that's what it is I've been suspicious since I was a child, you know, and so I would never blindly follow anyone. So that to me is just out of this world, because my trust issues are too much.
Yeah. I just don't, there had to be people like me, like in fucking World War II in fucking Europe, that while the fucking, the world was falling apart, just didn't care because they were too self-involved. Like fucking panzers are driving through the fucking back lawn and you're like, turn it down. I'm trying to listen to the radio. My stories are on. What the fuck? Like, I'm trying. Hitler who? I'm trying to cook expired schnitzel here. Will you just leave it out of it?
I don't want to have anything to do with it.
politics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I feel like ultimately I'm probably just going to leave. I'm probably just going to go and not participate. Because everybody's talking about it being the end. I mean, I'm definitely not going to fight for this. It goes back to Delta. I'm not going to fight for Delta. So why the fuck would I fight for the United States of America?
Yeah, there's just nowhere to go anymore. I'll go to Costa Rica. Well, you know, they can impoverish any place that you go to from right here.
That's true. I mean, unless you go to some place that still has their own money. Like I'd go to Spain. I'd probably go someplace in Europe. Spain still has.
Did you learn the language?
I mean, I'm fluent. I have family there. That's where.
That's right. Morales. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it wasn't a fake stage name. I wasn't trying to get booked on fucking Latino Tuesdays or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, well, when we were in Australia, I thought, well, because we never went anywhere other than big cities, but I'm sure they have smaller towns that I could exist in. But then we were just talking about maybe moving to Boulder City as just a goof conversation, but just enough to get on and look up real estate. And I'm not moving all this shit. I've been here for 20 years. The best part of quarantine, the one thing I did get done is I whittled my shit down. So for the first time as a comic, I know where my stuff is, because you're always in this constant flux of going from the road and just unpacking all your shit like confetti, and then just put it there for now. And after 15 years of that, I didn't know where any of my shit was. Didn't I used to have a jacket that went with it? Maybe it's in the crawl space. Finally got it all figured out and sorted and got rid of stuff, and it's still way too much to move.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could always hire people, but that whole thing is another scam. People just holding your shit hostage and trying to get more money out of you. So yeah, I mean that's why I did a huge purge too and got rid of a bunch of my, like, I want to be able to get, I want to be able to pack for a fire.
I'm fucking 58 years old and I still pack a ditch bag. I have to go out on the lam like OJ. Like, come on, what's going to happen that you need to drive off with a fucking ditch bag? I'm some kind of doomsday prepper in the back of my head.
Because you know why? There's still a young Doug inside of you that still is like, well, maybe he'll start serial killing eventually. Maybe that's his retirement plan. So you got to always prepare.
The young Doug inside of me looks like those pictures of aborted fetuses that they put on the pamphlet to scare you straight. That's young Doug inside of me.
No.
he's
Malachi.
Malachi. Oh, yeah. Well, good callback. Hey, there's Bingo.
Hi, Bingo.
Get over this way. Get over this way. Here you go.
Hi, baby.
Hi. Oh, you guys look so cute. If you just had a pitchfork, it would be like that beautiful American Gothic painting. I love it.
The hell version of American Gothic.
Yeah, instead of the fireplace on the TV, it's the actual country burning behind you. It'd be adorable. It's the new one.
I feel like, obviously you're used to having guests in the studio. So when you have those two empty chairs beside you look so lonely.
I am. I'm so sad you're not here. Should I start crying on cue? How Los Angeles would that be? Just start crying. Are you coming out here anytime soon?
No, I'm going out. I leave this weekend. I start on the road for the first time in ages. Mm-hmm. So I'll come to LA when I have an act.
Fair enough. So you're going out to develop. That's what's happening.
Yeah, I'll
Well, you
get it
just
in
purged everything. You just put out the special discounted meat, and you got rid of everything. You talk about clearing the shelves. You got rid of all of the things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I really like starting new.
Hmm.
I like a New York Times Sunday crossword as well.
Hmm.
Like it's a challenge until it becomes a fucking pain in the ass, and then you phone in the last 15 minutes. I
Man,
don't really know the punchline to this one. What's another word for?
yeah, I don't the part that's I mean that's how I've done everything is I do everything almost all the way, and then the last 15 minutes of any task I don't want to do because it usually has lost its luster by then, or I'm out of dopamine or whatever the fuck. But the last 15 minutes of any task, including something I love like stand up, it's just so fucking grueling.
That's why a lot of times people I do where you go, okay, at some point, let me change up and open with my closer, because so many times I'm not selling my closing bit at all because I know it too well, and by then I'm fucking tired and half drunk, and so let me open with it rather than save it till last when I don't have the energy.
Yeah.
Let's open with the Hail Mary fucking 60-yard touchdown pass when my arm is still strong and fresh.
Yeah. Let's do all the spectacle in the beginning. And then by the end of it, then the middle of your act should be at the end, you know? Because the middle of it's always the who gives a shit parts, right?
Well, now I'm going out with Andy. Andy Andrews is touring this whole thing. We're co-headlining it.
Mm-hmm.
So I go up first because he can't host. And then we do like, you know, if we have a special guest or a guest set, and then I bring up, you know, I do some more shit and then bring up Andy, and Andy goes until he starts fucking things up. I don't know if you've ever seen Andy on a regular basis.
Not
yeah.
on a regular basis, but I did altercation with him.
All right, yeah. You know how he tends to go sideways in the middle of a set because he's talking about one thing and it's killing, but that makes him think of something else that he hasn't worked out, and he goes off track and then tries to come back to where he was but forget. And so I'll go until he hits that point, and then I'll go up with him and correct his bit and do it for him. Like I'm holding the child. No, honey, this is how your bit goes. And
You're
then
his literal lifeline.
Yeah, and we've done a you know, a half dozen shows or so. Fuck, and it's just immediately feels fun and new, and yeah, it's the chaos we used to cause as kids, and
in a controlled environment. It's nice. Yeah, it's fun, man. It seems like such a dying concept.
fun. Yeah, that's why we. Yeah, after a million shots at coming up with a tour title, we go, let's just call it fun, because that's the only reason we're doing this. We're doing all sorts of like fucking gin joint roadhouses. I mean, we're doing a lot of comedy clubs and heliums and funny bones and stuff, but we're also doing a lot of hole in the wall, fucking some brewery in Townsend, Montana. That hey, we can get there in time. Let's just go fuck off. And I don't want to be working on a new hour my whole career.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, everything shouldn't be laborious. Like, let's have fun in the moment and fuck it. You know, like I would worry about, I'm not even going to try to write this bit because it's only good for a week. Like Luigi. All right. That boiled down to a great segue that people remember Luigi, and I didn't have to write a bit about him. And if it, you know, it's a segue, the segue will work for quite a while.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. I want to have fun tonight, and don't worry about the hour and where to film it and etc.
Yeah, that's later Doug's
And I'm
problem.
also going to steal back all the shit I don't own now that I've kind of gotten into like how Patreon works and YouTube and stuff that I always left up to other, you know, management. I'm like, why is not all my shit on YouTube? Oh, that's because I don't own most of it. Like most of it, we taped the special, and then like a Comedy Dynamics or a Roadrunner Records bought it from us, and now, but I can go out and like every night, if I just do one old classic bit that I want to keep, then I own it, like Taylor Swift. So I'm going to do that this whole tour, 2025. Anytime we're filming, I'm going to steal some old bit from an old,
myself.
from myself, and then I can put it on my YouTube channel.
I think you should do some online controversy where you start accusing yourself of stealing a bit from you.
What I would love is if some record company tried to sue me because stand-up comedy is like the only art form that you can't copyright your own material. You can copyright songs, but you can't copyright a bit. So it would be, I was trying to figure out the angle where someone could sue you for stealing a bit that they bought and then set precedent for, oh, did I break copyright laws? Because now that means we have to copyright comedy.
Right.
I mean,
I had some master plan. It doesn't make any sense now when I'm gibbering about it.
I'd go to that court hearing. And be like, it's not different. It's just parallel thought. But yeah, it would be fun to drum up some fun online turmoil with you accusing yourself of stealing from yourself. Because I don't think they can. You can't use the foot. I mean, that's how Taylor Swift did it. Is like they can only steal. Or they can only own the thing that they filmed. They can't. They can't own your brain. So, and also revisiting old bits. I'm certain because because of the kind of brain that you have, you could always add something new to it. You could always, there's a new tag, which makes it it's a whole different bit. This is entirely different. The world is different from when you wrote that. So the references might be updated, whatever the case may be.
While I was going through old, track listings of there's probably 10 specials that I don't own, and I'm like, some of this is fucking more relevant today than even back then.
Mm-hmm.
I should start, like, if I put out a special, I should just sit on it for a decade and then put it out. Because it seems like
I mean, that's the curse of being ahead of your time, right? To talk about things.
But also, most of these problems that people bring up, like they're brand new, are cyclical. COVID, we've never seen anything like it. Oh yeah, AIDS. Were you alive for AIDS, where everyone thought they'd never be able to fuck again? That was far more of a crisis than dying on a ventilator was a life without fucking.
Yeah, because you could still jerk off on a ventilator. You can still come. You can still fuck with a CPAP on, So AIDS was way scarier.
Right. And you wouldn't sit on a toilet seat. I've seen it all before. Mm-hmm. Everyone was like, everyone's accused of being a Nazi in a fucking election. Mm-hmm. But yeah, again, this time
this is pretty close. Well, now it's nice to finally be right? I suppose when people are calling people just throwing Nazi around, it's nice to finally be closer to accurate than just embellishing.
Yeah, the building a wall is only terrifying in that that's how the dictatorships keep their people in. Mm-hmm. We're building this to keep people out. No, that's to keep me in.
Mm-hmm. So we can't flee while they fucking take advantage of us. Yeah, that's the whole thing with all the border stuff. Like all that shit is like, for somebody who likes to leave the country like myself, that shit is super concerning. Wherein they're not going to let me leave, They're not going to let people flee, especially once they figure out how bad things could get here. So
that never made any sense with people that get out of prison and they're forced to stay in the state. And you can't leave the state without checking why wouldn't you want them to get the fuck out? Shouldn't it be the opposite?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
Speaking of Australia, that's how Australia was fucking made, is get all these goddamn prisoners out of here. That's how you should be doing it.
And send them to a gorgeous paradise. That's how stupid fucking the UK is. They kept that awful, misty, foggy, dank, damp, ugly fucking island and sent their prisoners to paradise.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you can film the fucking Lord of the Rings, the no CGI, when you send all of your prisoners to a place that, I mean, yeah, you're like, sure, there's giant spiders and koalas with chlamydia, sure, plenty of things to kill me, but God, the view's pretty spectacular.
Koalas with chlamydia, is that a band name?
It should be, but most like that most koalas have chlamydia. You know that, right?
No.
Yeah, that's why oftentimes you don't get to hold them because most of them have chlamydia.
I know I have a bad reputation, but I do not fuck koalas. No matter what they say. I know Hedberg had that joke about it would be the most adorable infestation ever, koala bears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're adorable, but not fuckable. And there's a difference.
Well, they're also always sleepy. So you would also have to be a rapist as well because they're always, they eat eucalyptus leaves all day, which get them high, and then they nod off. And
that's what Cosby would put in your drink.
Mm-hmm. He would put eucalyptus leaves. That's what Spanish flies are, is eucalyptus leaves. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, that L-tryptophan in turkey that makes you so tired at Thanksgiving. It's so much harder to slip a turkey leg in a girl's drink.
Yeah, it's way more difficult trying to get women to have turkey dinners in July. Tell me something else you don't like. We're almost done, actually.
Yeah, we are almost done.
I'm pretty proud of us.
Yeah, I you know how much I love you. I could hang out with you all day, especially if we were tripping.
Yes.
Let's do this again sometime when we're both tripping, but now that would be terrible.
Yeah, I could just go, maybe I'll just set up a show in Arizona, and then we'll go down there and just do mushrooms, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It'd be fun. So
I love you, and
I love you too.
My schedule is on my website, so yeah, figure out when I'm off and you're off.
Okay.
And,
it's DougStanhope.com if you guys want to go see him live as he is about to go tour. Maybe he'll throw a $2 bill at you. You don't know.
It's my worldwide tour of America with Andy Anderson.
Is there any place you're going that you swore actually, this is a good question. Is there any place you're going that you swore you'd never go back to? Or is there a place that you've sworn off that you ended up going back to? For me, it was Toledo, Ohio. I hate Toledo. What's your
they see all the funny bones, all the places I hated. When we did the Shit Town comedy tour, we realized that a lot of these places, like Dayton, Ohio, was a milestone in my career. Back when so many clubs booked you, but you had to take the dates, like no matter what, you didn't have choices. When I realized I never have to go back to Dayton, Ohio, that was like, okay, that is a milestone in my, that's a success level. Like that's dated. And then, so we did a Shit Town tour and just went back to a lot of these places. But all these funny bones, they say it's the Dayton Funny Bone, but they put it out in the suburbs in some adult destination mall next to a P.F. Chang's, next to a thing. They're all like Truman shows, and none of them are actually in the town that you say. So the Toledo Funny Bone is not in Toledo. It's in a suburb.
It's in a strip mall outside of Toledo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just complaining about this with my friend Kelly there, that it's always next to a Bar Louie or a fucking Crunch Fitness or some shit like that. It's always where you could go, I don't know, buy a $30 dress and then go to the comedy show. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It's not an entertainment destination. It's a commerce destination.
Yeah,
so it's
entertainment. Shoppertainment. And you could work your entire career working across the country, working improvs and funny bones, and never see anything different. They all look exactly the same, unless you go out and into the inner city trying to find heroin. All right, let's wrap it up on a callback.
All right.
Because I have to take a dump really, really bad. And that's a great way to close a podcast. I've been clenching my cheeks for about 40 minutes now.
That's why you're standing. It all makes sense now.
That cup of coffee, that first cup of coffee of the day.
That's really what it's there for. Doug Stanhope, ladies and gentlemen, I love you too. Thanks so much for coming on.
I'll talk to you soon, Lee.
Okay.
See you on the road.
All right, see you on the road. He's got a special out on YouTube called Discounted Meat. Make sure you guys check that out. I believe it was filmed at the mothership, and it's two completely different specials kind of stitched together, so to speak. And he addresses it in the very beginning. And then also go see him out on the road. That's DougStanhope.com. It's nice to have him on. And thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy you. Patreon.com/NoSirPod if you want to throw money at this. I know he mentioned his a bunch. And what else? Let's see. Thank you. Thanks so much for listening. Share some clippies. We got clippies coming out. We just shared some Steve Fury clips today. So make sure you guys share those, pass those around. Help a bitch out. We appreciate you very much. Thank you.